offended by that. I don't think.
Well, number one, I'm obviously sensitive to anything that's going to make someone in that position feel uncomfortable. And even before I went to the Garden last night, and before I guess invested myself in the story, I got a few, some people stating just that. So I go into that with that in mind. And again, let me be clear on this. I sat down saying the Catholic Memorial student should be at the game. If it was Newton North kid should have been at the game. And I go back to what Kirk said a few minutes ago. If you had been supporting CM all season with your heart and soul as a student, the band, whatever, and for whatever reason you couldn't make the Newton North game because you have a part-time job, but, oh, God, I'm going to be at the game at the Garden if they win, and now you can't go. And if CM really wanted to make a statement, they would have forfeited the game. But they said, well, we'll keep all these students up, but we want the players to play because they worked hard all season. I think the supporters worked hard all season supporting the team, and they should have been allowed to go.
I agree.
Absolutely right. Totally right, Buck.
So that's where I came down on that. But obviously, when you get stuff going at a high school, now obviously I was not at the Newton North game. So if you're asking me if I was physically there and I could hear it, and if I sensed something, well, no, obviously I wasn't there because this became a big story after that. And to go back to what I said at the beginning, I'm sensitive to stuff like that. So that's why I wrote it.
You went to UMass Amherst. You grew up in Cambridge. Have you ever had a safe place, a safe space in your life, Buck?
I don't know what that means. What do you mean a safe space?
A place where you would guarantee not to be offended. I mean, we just talked about the Bowden story. A place where would never was heard an offending word.
Well, no, part of that is also I work in talk radio, so very little offends me personally. And, I still get email. I've gotten email for years on that. Very little offends me. I try to put myself in someone else's place when I hear that stuff. And you're right. I did go to UMass, and I heard a lot of stuff at UMass. And by and large, chants at high school basketball games don't offend me. But you got to admit, this one got a little over the top when with the "You Killed Jesus" thing started to rear its head.
We agree on that as well. But, Buck, don't you think this is the bigger picture here is, as the term I used as we got to this segment, the wussification of a nation that started